Core field stabilized. Intaro Atun.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered, and today it's BISU and Flash. On Citadel, top left, it's going to be our blue Terran, it is Flash, and on the bottom left, it's going to be our red Protoss, it is BISU. Alright man, so Flash is back, competing in the ladder under a Smurf name. Apparently somebody in my Discord server said that Flash said he would announce his return sometime this month, or maybe last month, and that's why they brought it up. But he still hasn't announced it as of the time of this recording, which is July the 8th of 2024. But by the time you see this, maybe he has announced his return, which would make me happy. So, Flash is still adjusting to the meta, because the meta has shifted since the last time he competed professionally in StarCraft Brood War. BISU never left for a little bit, but never left for as long as Flash did. So, here we are on Citadel. It's another RJB replay. You probably already knew that. And let's go ahead and see what's going on here in this TVP featuring two of the most famous players ever to play the game. Maybe the most famous two Brood War players to play the game. You think Jaedong or BISU? Who do you think is more famous? I think it's equal among Brood War fans, but on esports fans who like follow all of the esports casually, that would be so hard to do, wouldn't it? It would be so hard to follow every single esport, even casually, to know the names, know who's good, know who's not, know results from premier tournaments. I don't think there's anybody like that. I think people just pick their favorite esport and follow it, or maybe just, you know, a peripheral one. So if you're a League of Legends fan, maybe you follow Dota. And if you're a Brood War fan, maybe you follow StarCraft 2, but there's not much overlap between those two fan bases in my experience. So, Gas into Cybernetics Core, very respectful play. Barracks into Factory, very respectful play. Very respectful PBT here, and a non-respectful PBT featuring Artosis and Semi from Montreal LAN, an excellent event with a tournament that Artosis participated in and faced up against Semi. There is a game from that tournament that is incredible, and it's a PVT, and it is disrespectful, so check it out if you missed it. I think I posted it last week. It gets hard with the buffering that I do. YouTube lets me schedule posts. So basically at this point, I think I'm on vacation right now as you're watching this. If you're watching this today, it was released. But thanks to the magic of YouTube helping me to schedule posts, I'm still posting while I'm on vacation. Da 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 da. The magic is real. Anyhow, it's a Dragoon. Marine is out. I don't know if the probe... No, the probe did not see that factory because this is high ground. And the Marine was fighting it. And I don't think the probe poked up there and didn't want to die, so just backed on out. There you go. So building second base, warping in second base, both players doing pretty much the same thing, as at least as much as you can be doing the same thing when it comes to Protoss versus Terran, right? Nothing's really varying here on either side. Although, that is a range upgrade for Dragoons. We don't quite have a machine shop yet for Flash, but that's okay. He'll probably get, let me guess, Spider-Mines. Spider-Mines have been really popular on the games I've been casting recently in this matchup. So I am definitely curious to see what this is going to be. I'm going to guess Spider-Mines, and if I'm wrong, well, you can all make fun of me in the comments, because by golly, I read every comment anyone ever makes on my channel. It is a good time. It is a good time reading your comments. I like them. I'll respond to them if I feel like it, but not all of them. Hey, look, it's a Spider-Mine upgrade. What did I tell you? Steve the Oh, this is not Steve. This is Victor the Vulture pilot. He's going to try to do what he can do, which is not actually die, which would be fantastic. So, you know, he's running away. It's all good. Right, so it's going to be tanks. It's going to be vultures running all over the place. It is going to be Dragoons and probably Storm out of BISU. BISU does like Storm in this matchup for his splash damage against the Terran. Other players like Reavers quite a bit, like Snow. Some people prefer to go Carriers in this matchup. which, spoiler alert, Semi uses carriers in that game against Artosis, so be sure to check that out. Hey, look, you can ask me questions on this cast, and I will respond to them, because I will have my phone with me on vacation. I don't take my gaming PC with me on vacation, because that'd be dumb. But I take my phone with me, so if you leave a comment and say, hey, I need a link to that Artosis versus Semi cast, I'll give it to you. I will respond, I will grab the link, I will reply, and you will be a happy camper. Although you might maybe saw it anyway, because you're probably a PvT fan if you're watching this, or maybe you're just a BISU versus Flash fan, and you only watch PvT if these two players are involved. Seems entirely possible. Observatory coming in. Got ourselves an armory here, too. We're going to get some fast Goliaths. They're really good at shooting down obs, which are a good answer to the spider mines. We'll see. We will find out together what's going on. An academy for ComSat. Worried about DTs. Yeah, that is an early academy for ComSat at 5 minutes. I mean, that is... I am worried about some kind of DT shenanigans happening, but nothing like that is going on in BISU's base. He is... I'm curious, what's his next build going to be? Robo Bay, Citadel. I'm going to guess Citadel. Citadel of a Dune going to be in production, allowing us to get out those speed lots, and that is actually another step on the way to getting out DTs, for those of you who are worried about that. Okay, let's check behind. Okay, sometimes there's stuff behind the minimap that I don't see because the minimap is up, and then I'm like, oh, there's a Stargate down here. Huh, it's quelle surprise. That's right, big time surprise. Armor being used for upgrades. We're using it to make, there you go. Yeah, definitely some Goliaths here. Goliath damage is good. Goliath damage is actually better than Marines with Stim. It's just they're not as fast as Marines with Stim. And you can kind of get away from them easier than Marines with Stim who are chasing you down. Siege mode is getting researched. So far, 2 base to 2 base is not great for our Protoss player. 3rd base is going to be cleared out. Spider Mines seeded that a while ago. Obs comes in and says, okay, this isn't some crazy, like, 3 racks, 4 racks off of 2 base Marine timing attack. This is definitely mech. I knew it. 3rd CC actually gets spotted by the Obs, and it doesn't get canceled either. So this might be time for a 4th CC if we're or 4th Nexus if we're BISU, right? 3rd is good, but Flash's 3rd base is already on the way, and you scouted it. So I think what you probably want to do, maybe take this if you're worried, or this base, maybe an easy one to hold. Just that tanks can sit over here and go, but it's hard to deal with those. Citadel's a weird map that way. A little bit sniffly, tiny bit under the weather here. Hope I'm better by the time I go on vacation. Again, which is weird because you're going to watch this when I'm on vacation. Whatever. Starport coming in. We didn't go for some drop ships, so we're going to get a science facility, maybe some EMP. Yeah, you know what? Flash likes his EMP. Tell you what, we're going to do that. Oh, it is a robotic support bay. It is the Reaver stuff. All right, so BISU's like, nah, it's not just Snow who can do this, Falcon. I can do it too. I can do it too. So 3rd base, 4th base coming in, also getting Reavers, getting shuttle speed behind it. You know what really helps against Reaver shenanigans? Goliaths. Karambus is about to finish up. I think those are the last attacks you're going to see from these Goliaths without the beautiful blue contrails afforded them, there you go, by the Karambus upgrade, which just finished now. Back home in Terranville, it is a science facility. So, yep, probably going to be science vessels. Probably going to get some of that EMP launched onto this Protoss army. Knock those shields off. We're getting, there's the Citadel. So Citadel coming in after Reaver Tech. Reaver Tech is 1 Reaver and 2 Zealots. Got a building. Oh my gosh, this turret timing is perfect from Flash. Look at it. The turrets finish immediately right when he needs them. Bam. Got on a little bit late, but the first one finished in time to totally rebuff shuttle and or rebuff the shuttle and get him out of here. BISU's shuttle. Man, sometimes Shuttle's name is confusing, but we're getting there. Upgrades are coming in from Flash. He's got a 3rd base right here, actually. That's where he landed it. So, 3rd base rolling. 4th base rolling. 61 to 54 workers. Probes are on top of that measure. The stately music. Ooh, double robo. He wants multiple shuttles here. I just sat up taller in my seat. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I like this multiple robo stuff. Again, be sure to check out RJB. Check him out, youtube.com/@RJB_TV. Let them know Falcon sent you. And you can like this cast if you want to support the channel for free. And oh no. And subscribe to try to get to 100,000 subs in 2024. We are making some decent progress here through the summer months. Appreciate everyone who has subbed in the past, everyone who likes my videos. And if you want to support me directly, you can do so by joining the channel down below at the join button, or going to patreon.com/FalconPaladin for just as little as $1 a month out there. They do take less money from me on a service charge basis than YouTube does. So, I mean, for a pledging basis, Patreon's probably your best bet. That gives you access to videos a month before anybody else sees them on the YouTube channel. And for one-time donations, you can do a super chat down here. Just do a chat and then a one-time dono of $1 or $2. Not really a big deal. Or you can go to PayPal and do falconpaladin@gmail.com. Do a one-time dono out there. I know everybody wants your subscription. I get it. It's 2024. Everybody wants your subscription right now. So if you don't want to give your subscription to me, I totally get it. Not making you do it. Not going to ask you to do it. But if you want to, you can. It's an option. Reavers unload. Sell it. It's absorbing some of the tank shots. Okay. Unsieged tanks are there. Reaver gets into the main base. It's dead. Oh, big hits. Big Reaver time hits. One SCV dies to that Reaver hit. Not exactly the biggest time Reaver hit I've ever seen. Reaver's up here just kind of parking itself. Says every vulture that dies is a win for me. SCV that dies too. Really good. Oh, maybe 2 vultures for the price of 1 here? Yeah. The worker death count here is insane. He hides himself behind the supply depot. It doesn't actually help all that much because the vultures have range, but this was an effective Reaver play out of BISU. Uh-oh, might as well unload and get a hit off now. Yeah, unloads, tries to get off. No, he tried his best. That was the right move. Back to the production tab. Consider an amulet on the way. BISU is going to get some High Templar on in here. Is going to do it. But yeah, like I was saying, PayPal, just a good way for one-time donations that you just don't have to worry about ever again. Which is great. Vultures finding these probes. That's right. Oh, are you really going to run? I guess he knows. He knows the Dragoons are on his tail. So these are... Vultures, I was going to say, try to stay alive. Difficult when you're kind of pinned between cannons and Dragoons. So yeah, that Vulture's dead. He knows it. All the spider mines he laid are gone too because OBS and cannon providing detection there. Probes transfer on in. 63 to 55 workers. Not as much of an advantage economically as you might think based on the Reaver shenanigans up here in the main base just a second ago. That said, it's 191 to 128 supply, and it is a big-time lead right now for BISU. 4th base down the left side, Flash's expansion timing is impeccable. Let me tell you, after casting Artosis versus Semet, you really start to notice just kind of the gap between those foreigner players who, aren't necessarily full-time pros. They're still competing against each other for money. They're technically pros, but they're just not at this level. Their expansion timings aren't this good. They're not maxed out at 13 minutes. They're really not as able to kind of marshal an army around in the middle of the map and be making probes and be putting those probes on minerals or putting those SCVs on minerals. Although I'm saying that, and then Flash has just got 4 SCVs sitting idle here doing nothing. Because that's how hard this game is. Even Flash has idle workers sometimes, but he figures it out. All 4 of them get to work as soon as I point it out because he's listening to this cast. Air weapons upgrade and Stargates getting tossed up. Is BISU considering going carriers here? I have not seen a carrier game from the Koreans against Terran in a minute. So this could be interesting. Oh, BISU taking this base too is so good. 6th base from him. I know it's minerals only, but it helps. We're making a lot of potentially interceptors, but also a lot of zealots. Both probably, right? Because nice scan to reveal this army position. Because hybrid sky toss is the way to go. You don't just make mass carrier anymore. That's a 15-year-old strategy. Now what it is you make a ground army and supplement them with carriers. Or maybe have a carrier army that you're supplementing with ground units. It depends on your perspective is all. Oh yeah, 3 Stargates and another cybernetics core being produced. This is a serious transition. Let's see if Flash is going to scan this out. He is still making siege tanks, which is tricky here because, yeah, you still want tanks because there's still going to be a ground force here for BISU. He's not foregoing all of that to just make carriers. Like I said, not a thing that happens anymore. Nice cutoff there, by the way. Scan. Oh, he sees it. He sees the triple star, the quadruple Stargate. He scanned it. Beautiful, beautiful scan there from Flash. BISU was trying to hide it by not putting it in his main. Maybe, I guess he had the real estate down here to maybe do it if he wanted, but he was hiding it. He was definitely hiding it. He scans again to be like, is that, you didn't cancel that Fleet Beacon. This isn't like, this could be scouts with a Fleet Beacon, but no. It's definitely carriers. However, we're maxed out at the moment, so we gotta free up some supply if we're gonna make carriers. So engaging into this might be a good way to free up supply, or maybe just everything you have dies, which would free up supply, but it's not ideal, I guess to say. Oh, that was a zealot bomb that I guess it worked. Yeah, that's enough cannons to deal with some vultures to try to shut down your base up that right side, huh? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bases from BISU at 15 minutes. Finally, some carriers getting started up. Supply got freed up in those zealots probably that died to the spider mines in this gap and where the spider mines were. Probes transferring up here very, very bravely. 65 to 62 workers, but the 65 workers for BISU are spread out a lot better than for Flash's bases. Flash is a little bit oversaturated. He's going to start getting more oversaturated as time comes on. But see, the goal here is to keep Flash contained on 4 bases as long as Protosly possible. Right? Can we do that? We're going to give it a shot. We're going to give it the old college try, is what I say. Carrier capacity upgrade coming in. More and more Goliaths being produced. Just, you know, just so we have enough anti-air to deal with these carriers. Flash is like, I don't know. What if I don't let you get those carriers out and they're just dead supply? Good storm from BISU. Great storm from BISU. It takes 2 storms to kill a Goliath and 2 storms to kill a tank. So you're going to soften up these units with the storm, and then you still have to take them out. Either with a second storm or, you know, by getting your zealots on top of them. That works pretty well, too. Good storm. Oh, so a lot of the Goliaths are dead. There are still a bunch of tanks here. This might be a base that needs to be sacked. You might need to transfer these probes out of here immediately, but also BISU kind of feels like he can maybe pick off a few of these tanks, but the reinforcements keep pouring in here. This is an evac. I'm not sure that BISU knows it's an evac until he hears the sound of 100 siege tanks sieging and then unsieging, but he's still mining here, huh? Guys, this is a hazardous work situation. You should probably sue. Are you seriously? Is this a zealot bomb? No, that was a scouting shuttle is what it was. Oh, no. Flash has set up a position. Yeah, look how fast that Nexus died. Holy Hannah. He set it up to threaten 2 bases at once, but then 1 base just died immediately. So now we're set up to threaten these 2 bases at once. There's actually not a lot of Goliaths here. Carriers might be okay, but I mean, there's only 4 of them, and they're working on interceptors, but they're not full up yet. Yeah, this is just Flash being like, how much damage can I get done with these tanks before the carriers come out? Because the tanks are not going to be as useful. Going to free up supply for more Goliaths, which is exactly what he's doing, firing up 9 Goliaths at a time. He's got 3-2 upgrades on his mech already. The carriers, I think they probably have +2 attack. Where is the rest of the army? 2 1-1 upgrades for the ground forces for BISU, and I mean, I don't see this happening from BISU. I think BISU is trying to tech into carriers. Flash decided to max out and come out and try to shut it down before it got started. Another carrier pops out, but we're noticing it's working on interceptors again. And then the Goliaths just totally chase this away. They're going to kill one of these carriers. Yeah, carrier down. Oh, and this carrier is going to die too because it pops out of the wrong place at the wrong. Look at it running. It's like, no. Oh, and this one's going to die as well. Oh, Flash. I think he's just done it. I think his instincts as these zealots come in and try to shut this thing down, they can't quite pull it off. But I think Flash's instincts of, oh, you're trying to tech into carriers on me, huh? Well, I know how to deal with that. That hasn't changed in the current meta. Just comes across the map. Beautiful micro. Desperation DTs from BISU. Try to clear this out, but maybe 3 or 4 swipes get in there before they get scanned out and destroyed. So, yeah, this is horrific. This is a really bad position to be for BISU. He's down 180 to 104 supply. A lot of supply is in these carriers, which Still maybe don't have full carrier capacity. That's it. GG. Flash gets the win in 1957. So a little 20-minute game here. Nothing crazy, nothing knock down and drag him out. But a beautiful read from Flash. He got the scan on the multiple Stargates and the fleet beacon that he needed and was like, all right, let's mass up and go. Meanwhile, expanding well to here and here and here. Expanding very, very well. BISU might have overexpanded a bit. I think maybe if he kind of forgoes this 8th base, maybe he gets a bunch of carriers out more quickly and they're able to deal with this attack instead of just being absolutely outclassed by these 3-3 Goliaths. They were outclassed by the Goliaths. Way too many of them are out here. The ground forces could not stand against the million tanks. He was replacing the dead tanks during the engagement with the Goliaths. It was really, really, really well done. I mean, we're looking at just a fantastic game out of Flash here. Almost perfect. Really, with the scouting and the scanning and the keeping his bases alive and holding the Protoss off a little bit, buying himself some time. The Reaver stuff was bad. He did lose probably more SCVs back there than he wanted to. He lost more Vultures than he wanted to, but none of his production was really threatened. His SCV count wasn't obliterated. Not like he lost 20 workers to that. And he got the turrets up in time to deal with that first attack anyway. So that's usually the most dangerous one, is the first time the Reaver shows up and you're not quite ready for it, and then a bunch of stuff dies. So absolutely just 2 thumbs up performance here from Flash, getting this win here on Citadel. And it was not easy. It was not easy to do it, but Flash sometimes makes it look that way, man. Just maxed out, great upgrades, bunch of bases. I mean, are you on 5 bases at 1957? Having traded out pretty much a mass tank army for a mass Goliath army in a TVP? Probably not. You've got some stuff to work on, I think is what Flash has taught us here today. All right. 126,000 points, 133,000 points here in favor of Flash. He outproduced BISU and outkilled BISU. Pretty good numbers to see. 33-3 buildings raised is a massive discrepancy, one that is not something that any BISU fan wants to see. And then resources at the end of the day here. BISU did outspend Flash, no real surprise, by about 8,000 resources in 20 minutes, which generally should be enough. But the larger problem is that he spent a lot of this on carriers that got nothing done. Right? I'm pretty sure those carriers got nothing done. Is that fair to say? I think it might be fair to say. So anyway, GG. GG, Flash gets a win. Looking good. He's been getting wins and losses on the channel with this Flash resurgence as he's back on the ladder. He's defeated some great players. He's lost to some great players. It's, you know, it is what it is. Nobody wins every game that they ever play, especially on the ladder and especially in pro tournaments. So that's how it is. All right, that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.